Oxidation.
Howdy! Have you ever wondered why an apple turns brown? Well, we're gonna talk about that in today's activity. For this experiment, I cut one apple into two not so equal slices after it was properly washed. Then, the first slice was placed on a plate and left fully exposed to air. The second slice was tightly covered with plastic wrap to limit its exposure to oxygen and placed beside the first slice.
Ako makait.
1 hour later. Been a full hour, so let's go check on the apple slices. During the first hour, the exposed slice began to show light browning on its surface. Not too noticeable, but there are some thin brown lines. After 2 hours, the browning became slightly more noticeable compared to the first hour. More brown lines and beginning to attract fruit flies. I had no footage for the third hour, so during the fourth hour, the exposed apple slice has turned a bit darker compared to the past hours. Although not visible on camera, the browning has spread across the surface and even turned a little squishy. Here's me trying to manually zoom it up for better quality. I also had no proper footage during the fifth and last hour, but here's a side-by-side comparison of the apple slices. As you can see, the exposed apple slice has turned significantly brown and even the sides are caving in. In contrast, the covered apple slice showed minimal browning during the first few hours. Even after 5 hours, it remained much lighter compared to the apple slice exposed to air. So why does this happen? When the apple is cut, its inner cells are damaged and exposed to the oxygen in the air. Inside the apple is an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. When oxygen comes in contact with this enzyme, it triggers a chemical reaction called oxidation. This reaction produces new brown-colored compounds on the surface of the apple. So, the longer the apple is exposed to oxygen, the more oxidation occurs. That is why the browning of the apple became more intense over time in the exposed slice. In conclusion, this 5-hour observation clearly demonstrates that oxygen is a big part in oxidation. So, cover your apples!